I don't own a laptop anymore. Haven't for quite some time actually. But I'm still out on the road shooting lots of videos sometimes. So there was a point in time when I had to ask myself, how can I make my phone do what formerly my laptop did? Which is basically 3 things when I'm on the road. Number 1, do email. Number 2, manage dailies. And number 3, of course, provide some nice entertainment for those lonely hotel nights. This is the answer, so let's check it out. Now the centerpiece of the whole thing, using a Samsung phone, of course, is a DeX station. Connected to it, right here, is an Ethernet cable supplying the internet connection. Of course, you could also use the phone's Wi-Fi, but if I have the option of a cable connection, I usually go for that. So I'm bringing an Ethernet cable wherever I go. Then, this right here is a simple USB 3 hub connected to one of the 2 USB ports of the DeX station, and it's also connected to the grid, having its own power source. That is imperative. Why? I'm going to tell you in a moment. 2 devices connected to the hub, a keyboard and a mouse. Again, you could also connect those via Bluetooth, but if there's the option of a stable, reliable cable connection, I usually go for that. That's why both devices have cables and are connected to the hub. Technically, I could also use the second USB port of the DeX station to connect either one of those. But since I'm having enough ports here, they're both being run off the hub. Then of course, HDMI is connected to a monitor. I could always make HDMI to HDMI work, HDMI to DVI, but I could never make HDMI to DisplayPort work. Not with the correct adapter and not with the correct cable. So I'm using HDMI to HDMI. Now as far as the keyboard goes, I'm using one of those rubbery foldable ones. It's a good idea, it's easy to pack, but it's a nightmare to type on, so I can't really recommend that kind of keyboard. But it's working, so I don't really have a need to replace it. So for the time being, that's what I'm typing on. But once this one kicks it, I'm gonna get one of these foldable ones that just lay flat on the table. That's gonna be a much nicer experience than this one. So all I have to do is connect my Google account, hit up my email, and then simply do what needs to be done. And it's a way more comfortable way than fiddling with the phone alone. In comparison, it pales to this setup. Now usually I'm shooting to SD cards, so I need a larger size medium to store my videos on, like for example an SSD. Now the cool thing is, Android OS natively recognizes any kind of external USB storage device if it's formatted correctly. In case of Android OS, this means exFAT. Not FAT32, not NTFS, not anything else, exFAT. Luckily, SD cards seem to be formatted like this by default, and SSDs can be formatted manually to fit the exFAT format. So once this is accomplished, all you need to hook these up to your phone via the hub are the right kinds of adapters. For your standard SD card, a simple SD card reader that features a standard USB connector will do. And for your SSDs, a simple SATA to USB-A adapter will be the right choice. And now all that's left to do is go into the My Files app, and both the SD card as well as the SSD right here are recognized as external USB storage devices. If I want to copy a folder or a file, I right click on it and select Copy or Move. Then I select the destination, and for the sake of this video, just say Copy here. And then the process is started. This is probably USB 2 speed. I sped this up by 1000%, so transfer speeds are pretty low. Still, it works. And that's it. File copied. And that's as easy as it is. All the videos, all the photos I took during that day, I will store on my SSD, so the SD cards are ready to go the next day. Now the reason we have to use a hub that has its own power supply is simply that the SSD adapter needs that kind of power to supply to the SSD so the phone can read it. So that means usually the hub will be a little bit bigger and you will have to carry more cables, but that's just the way it is. Now let's check out what I do if I shoot high bitrate video to my SSD and use an external regular hard drive to store the data on. Because for this setup we need extra apps, extra software. So let's check out how that works. Now the first app that we need is called Total Commander. This is the one. I have already installed it, but for the sake of this review I'm gonna do it again. The second app that we need is called XFAT NTFS for USB by Paragon Software. This one's the one. I'm gonna install it again. By the way, this one's gonna run you between $6 to $10. $6 if all you wanna do is mount an NTFS file system, $10 if you wanna mount NTFS and a variety of other file systems. So there's the combo that we need. Now I can hook up an external hard drive like this one that's formatted with the NTFS file system. But now you ask, Mark, couldn't I have formatted this external hard drive with XFAT and then hooked it up to the Android OS and it would have been recognized natively? Correct, you could have, but I bet my ass that a lot of you are in the same position as myself when I first tried this setup. I had the external hard drive, but it was filled up to like 50–60%. which in this case are like 2.5 terabytes. And I didn't have any other external storage that I could temporarily store the 2.5 terabytes on. So my only options were to erase 2.5 terabytes of data or check out some software that would allow me to hook up an NTFS drive. So if you're in the lucky position to have a brand new external hard drive and you want to use it with your Android phone, just format it to XFAT and you're good to go. You don't even need to spend the extra $10 on the Paragon software. Also, for hard drives like this, as before with the SSD, because they need more power supply than a regular SD card, it's imperative you use a USB hub with a separate power connection. Otherwise, it won't be recognized. Okay, with both the apps running, as soon as you hook up an external storage device, like my SD card right here, Paragon will ask you whether you want to open it with the software. Click OK, and then you can mount the storage device. Next up, my SSD. Same procedure. There it is, DR cache, mounting it just like the SD card before. One more for good measure, this is going to be the hard drive. Same procedure. If it's an extra large external storage, this might take a while. In my case, we're talking 5 terabytes, so this is not as fast as with an SD card or an SSD of less volume. Last one, mounting the external hard drive. Now this unknown one down here, that's specific to my case, because in my case, my external HDD also mounts a virtual CD drive. That's the unknown thing. We can disregard it in this video. Now let's say I want to copy files from my SSD up here to my HDD down there. Upon clicking open, that will open the Total Commander interface, in this case with the file structure of the SSD. I just right-click the file or the folder I want to copy and select Copy to Clipboard. Then I'm going to do the same thing. Open the HDD file structure with Total Commander, selecting the destination folder, and then just hitting Ctrl V on the keyboard will start the copying process. Again, depending on the size of the data you want to copy, this can take a while. I suggest the first thing you do upon arriving at your destination for the day, be it your hotel room or your friend's place, is to start this process. Because, again, depending on the volume you're copying, this can take quite some time. Now just to make this perfectly clear, you can download a free trial of the XFAT NTFS for USB Paragon app, but it'll run you about $6-ish. If you want the upgrade that allows you to mount NTFS drives, and around $10 if you want the app to be able to mount not only NTFS but other file systems as well. And again, if you're clever, the first thing you do once you get a new hard drive is format it to XFAT. Works on Mac, works on Windows, works on Android. Perfect choice. Also, once you're running the Paragon and Total Commander applications, the hard drives, SSDs and SD cards won't show up in my files anymore. I don't really know why that is. I guess the Paragon software kind of reroutes some permissions or changes something within the structure there. However, that's something you should know. Now, that's it for managing dailies with an NTFS formatted drive and possibly any other file system really. Let's check out one other thing and move on to entertainment. When it comes to enjoying some entertainment, best case scenario, hook the DeckStation up to a big screen TV and get a pair of Bluetooth headphones. Perfect combo. You could also listen to the audio off the phone, but that's not a super nice experience. Possibly the HDMI device that you connected to the DeckStation has nice speakers. Because the HDMI signal carries audio, you might be able to listen to the speakers of the HDMI device. In that case, you can simply select the audio output to be the HDMI device instead of the phone. Swipe down from the top, Smart Things, select audio output, select HDMI device, and then you're good to go. And even if the HDMI capable device that you connected the DeckStation to doesn't have nice speakers, it might still have an audio output. Because the HDMI signal carries audio, you could then hook up your headphones via a simple cable connection to said audio output and get nice audio this way. Now, a very recent addition to this setup is this little mini DLP projector by a company called ApeMan. Now, the cool thing is that it's super portable. It has a 1080p signal, so you get an okay resolution, and you get a pretty decent image if you project this onto a white wall in a dark room. You can hook up headphones, which is awesome because then you can draw audio to your headphones from this HDMI device, as I just explained earlier. You can even charge a device off this one's battery. Obviously, you can hook up an HDMI device and you can charge this one via micro USB. Haven't tried this for very long, but I'm going to take this on the road and let you know how well it performs. Alright, so that's the setup. All the parts, how to put them together, all the apps you need to make it work. Checking emails, managing dailies, enjoying some nice entertainment. Without a laptop, on the road, with just your phone. If you liked the video, if you found it helpful, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. Any kind of comment or feedback is welcome and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. I will also do a kit on kit.co, which will feature all the parts you've seen in the video, including more detailed descriptions for each. This is linked in the video description next to my gear, so that's where you can check this stuff out as well. As always, thank you so much for your time, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you again soon.